obviously gonna win. Uncontested, best team in the game, best player of all time. Hey, I'm Zer0's from the Team Liquid Apex team, and I'll be doing a 2026 Sapporo Champs tier list. Starting off with Group A, first seed is Alliance. Probably straight in land favourites. They had the second best year overall, and like over the last 2 years been like consistent top 2. Probably straight into favourites for them. A bit of a weak showing EWC, they got like 13th or something, but should be able to bounce back. And moving on to 100 Thieves, second seed. Kind of a super team, they've never really shown their potential fully. It's never like really come together for them. Definitely a team that like should be able to win, but nothing's lined up yet, so it probably can win 100 Thieves. Wolves, the Chinese team. Pretty strong EWC for them. Pretty like inside the gifted zone set, but should be like fairly decent. They're probably in like should make finals. And then Citadel, which is the old Nemesis roster from UWC, like highest placing E team, EWC with 9th. They're always just like consistent. Like their ceiling isn't crazy high, but their floor is pretty high as well. Definitely like a should make finals kind of team. And then Sentinels, like started off the year pretty decent when they're in Empire with like 7th or 8th Open. But kind of a fluke. Have struggled pretty hard since then. Like don't think they made regional finals this year in Pro League, which is kind of insane. Like they can call, but don't really know if they should call, like around there. Probably like a could call kind of team. Roadhouse, new year team. They all like pretty strong individually and definitely have potential. They have Afros that coaches all James, so pretty good squadron. Pretty decent in a year. Probably like a can call kind of team, or could call, something around there. Alright, then the old Team Liquid roster. Pretty like interesting year, like dropping Yanya, joining NRG, and then coming back for Kuro replacing him. Always a team that's like solid, like they have like top 10 potential-ish. Nothing really higher than that, not like crazy peak. Probably like a should call kind of team, like you'd be pretty surprised to see them outside of finals. They did miss this year at Open, and then made it at EWC, so probably a should call team. And then Team Mango, Crumbs, Easy Flash and Strafing, new team. Easy Flash reuniting with Strafing. Crumbs, pretty like unproven random player. Interesting pickup for sure. Honestly, might have to be the first team in the bottom tier.
Attention, first blood.
Don't really know if that team's making finals. And then Boogie Borders, the boys, some of my best friends. Pretty awful team. They did farm regional finals, did pretty well in this pro league. Kind of barely plays the game. He like worked full time and studies. Don't know how they won regionals. Apex South, bit of a joke these days. Well, what can you do? Definitely like a can call-ish kind of team. And then LVI have like another Apex Out team. Done pretty decent this year. Like just 3 Thai dudes, kind of all farmers. Probably another like can call team. Then moving on to Group B, the first seed. First 2 seeds, very strong in this group. Rock as well, like not too bad. And then the group jumps off in like the bottom 5. Genji, definitely have to put them up there in the tournament favorites. I think, yeah, Alliance, Genji, Shopify, RC Falcons. It's like a pretty clear top 5 in the world right now. So Genji definitely going up there. Really strong EWC 4th. Definitely had like a lot of chances to win, but couldn't close it out. They just keep improving as a team. Like they're always consistently top 10, and they're like just getting better and better. And then moving on to Shopify, the new God Squad. Dropped empty and design IGL, and they've just been looking pretty unstoppable sets. They've like struggled in hard lobby sometimes, like in Pro League they would farm the weaker lobby and then come to the hard lobby and do the bottom 10 kind of consistently. But really strong regionals showing from them, looking like the best team in the game right now. So definitely land favorites. Moving on to Seoul, the old brother Sharky, Legacy and Jesco. They're consistently in finals every time. They really haven't shown out, and it's like a couple of reasons for that. But Legacy did quit his job somewhat recently, like earlier this year, so now he's full-time at Apex. So maybe they can lock it in for champs, but like as a squad, you'd probably expect like 10th, 15th from them. So should be in the should call tier. Moving on to ROC, had their best ever result at EWC, was 2nd. Definitely some pretty insane internal struggles and problems in that team.
Oh snap!
But if they can figure it out again, like they have before, pretty strong like top 5, top 10-ish team you'd think. So probably can win for the ROC. And then Fnatic changed their roster a lot during the last few years. Haven't really looked great in Pro League, haven't really looked good at lands at all. Probably in a CAD and qual tier, but can't say I'm too confident. And the FYR Strays with Cook Enemy and Zer0's. It's not really a great team. Like they probably could call. Enemy came top 6 at champs last year, but Zer0's edition is interesting. It can be a bit of a team destroyer, so probably in the can call tier just. And then Hot Dog Mafia, even though I love Skittles, I love Bo, Rambo, Albert Skittles, probably doomed, I can't lie. Can't say the future's looking too good. They're not like at all terrible, but don't think their ceiling is too high. Probably going in the can call tier as well. Reignite, my old org. Pretty unfortunate what's happened these days, so it's top left. But new roster, Rohai and Razy. Razy's like kind of a land proven player, but like never really had the craziest peak. Probably in the bottom tier, I can't lie. I can't really see them making finals without them playing. And then another Apex North team, SRL, with a rate. Not too great. ALGS is not the worst, but probably in the bottom tier as well, unfortunately. And then moving on to the NALCQ team, Floating in the Boys, Men of Culture. Too many cheaters and a Vecchi that like have never touched the land. Floating obviously played it open and made finals, but completely flopped after that. Definitely in the bottom tier. If they made finals, I'd be pretty shocked, to be honest. And then our group, Group C, the super group. Us, Falcons, VP, Alcacia, FaZe, TSM. Pretty strong group this one. Starting off with the Falcons. Unfortunately, do have to put them in the favorites tier. Even though they will be terrible and I will farm them. I kind of have to, considering how the year's gone with me. I was boosting. We'll see how it goes after. That's all I can say. Anyway, I'm moving on to the boys. It's the ZZ, new liquid roster. Obviously going to win. Uncontested. Best team of the game. Best player of all time. Fuck. Best control player of all time. Sykes is like kind of there sometimes. I don't know. He's alright. What can you do? 5 Fears. They've actually made every finals this year. Pretty like undercover team. No one really expects them to do much, but they just keep rocking up and making finals. So definitely a should call kind of team, considering their track record. Moving on to Unlimited. Absolutely farmed APAC North this split. Ulari man breaking like all the split records again. But it is APAC North, and they were not very inspirational at LAN, especially EWC. Like they made finals at Open, kind of ran through the winners bracket, but don't expect a crazy amount from them. I think they're in like the can call kind of tier. They're either like going to absolutely farm losers bracket or come like 31st, and there's no in between, I think. Alright, moving on to the boys. ALGS Sia, Pricey, Player K, and Kimchi. Pretty big roster shuffles this year with strafing. Just yeeted their IGL. And then Kimchi flown out from NA to go live in Empty's house in Perth to play APAC South. Pretty wild events. Don't know how it happened. Should call, can call, kinda. Probably on like the higher end of can call, but definitely shouldn't be a lock for finals or anything, so I think it's fair to put them there. Moving on to VP, the boys, 2 people I've lived with like most of the year. Interesting, like results so far. They like really just haven't farmed since Empty's joined. Not like the highest expectations ever. Empty obviously got better as than Zach, so you'd expect more. But also a rough EWC for him with Zyno and Koya. So probably in the lower end of should call, because you really would expect that to be a finals team, and they have been a finals team this year, but just really struggling in finals when they get there. Moving on to TSM. Pretty interesting team. Panic goes on mad benders to miss like weeks of scrims, but he is pretty good when he is playing the game. The Dupe IGL always been a little interesting. Good content though. Love that guy. Probably like the lower end of should call as well. Just being like a decent NA team kind of gets you there. Moving on to APAC South, the JDG. Pretty severe inters, that squad. Like they have potential, they have strong mechs, but they do just absolutely run it down. And I don't think they'll ever change. Probably bottom tier for those boys as well. Just made enough chance points, but really just not a very special year for them at all. FaZe from EU. The LCQ Farmers Senetic calls for the 3rd year in a row through LCQ somehow. Don't know how he does it every time, but hey. But Senetic, Zane, and Nags. Zane, obviously insane potential. Used to be like one of the best control players in the game. Their ceiling is pretty decent, but probably higher end of Can Call as well. And then the Riddle Order, Melstera, everyone's favorite, the fan favorite cutie. Team, not looking great. Did LCQ at APAC North, thank God. But it was pretty close and definitely could have missed. So probably in the lower end of Can Call, unfortunately, even though we all love them. Moving on to the final group, Group D. Highlights of this group, like Nip, VK, obviously. Even though QQ's had a pretty big break and just didn't play Pro League, but I think he is coming back for champs. So assuming he is coming back for champs, I think they are in can win with 100 teams as well. With QQ coming back, that should be like that kind of level again. So top 5 pretty much locked. Moving on to Nip, Vane, Kurev, and McLovin. Pretty strong year for them as well. They went really together at the Open, but EWC was the first time they played and they came 3rd. So you'd think they should be fairly good. Not like the craziest Pro League ever, but they were decent as well. So definitely in can win as well with 100 TND VK. Like definitely a team you'd expect to be like 5th to 10th minimum. Moving on to Grow, the dropped key on a knock, the new squadron with PvP as a coach. It's basically like 3 players like around the same caliber. Strong-ish, but like none of them crazy. But they work well as a team. They're decent coaching. So probably in a should call as well. Like you should see them in finals like around 10th-ish. And then E36, Panic, Illy, and Juzna, the only Korean team left in the entire game, which is pretty sad. But they had that crazy run of champs wins bracket last year where they just farmed everyone, came 2nd, I think. But haven't looked anything special at all this year. Probably a Cancol, like a higher end of Cancol kind of tier team. And then go next, kinda henchman of Light. Light obviously showed his potential last year with GG, where he came like third, second back to back. But then since then, like he just played with Funk at EWC and they were horrendously bad. Probably a should call kind of team. Like they're either gonna come like 15th to 20th or like just tied 40th if Light mental moves again. It's probably should call for them. Navi, the previous Sapporo champs winners, no one knows how that happened. You'd think they'd make finals. They have Slab now, who has like showed his potential in the past when he just came on the scene, but hasn't really done too much since and kinda has a record of mental booming teams, to be honest. So definitely a should call kind of team. If they won, you'd be shocked again, but if they didn't make finals, you'd also like, be kind of surprised. Moving on to SPI, the APAC North Squadron. Mikey, Ryu, and Egoist. They're like just kind of APAC North Ape Squadron, just run it at everyone, try like mech gap. Not the smartest team ever, so definitely could make finals, but definitely could qual. So I think they go and can qual as well. And then Kitty Shop Gaming, UK Cannon, and Vols. So Vols is like the Volt one trick and go to of all time. He's pretty freakish on the roller, but pretty mid squad overall as well. Maybe in the bottom tier, I can't lie, I'd be pretty surprised if they called. Moving on to Supernova. I didn't actually know they called for champs, it's kind of crazy. Impulse, Kazakh, and Hideki. Hideki's returned to Apex comp with Impulse and Kazakh. All of them obviously a pretty high individual ceiling, so should be a pretty decent team. Definitely like a can call, should call kind of team. Like on the border pretty much. And then last team of it all, Oblivion, Fun, Mon, and Blink. Blinkster, pretty much only known in the Americas as a turbo inter in scrims. Absolutely terrorizes scrims, doesn't let anyone get crack, and then shows up on game day, plays completely different, and is a mid as But what can you do? Probably in the can call tier as well, because you'd be kind of surprised if they didn't make finals, but if they did actually like top 10, you would be surprised as well. That's it for my 2026 Sapporo Champs tier list. Teams to watch out for in the land favorites tier: Alliance, Genji, Shopify Rebellion, us and Falcons. And under that, the teams I think can win: NIP, ROC, VK, and 100 Thieves. Catch you in Sapporo.